Hey guys, good to see you guys again. Today, it's Labor Day. I'm not working. Never have figured that out. Anyway, building kind of a sideboard for the kitchen. We need some more storage space. And we thought we might move all the coffee making stuff onto this and then have some storage underneath. So, bought some 1x material, and it's going to be pretty simple. Just going to do some pocket screws for this thing. And first thing I always do is make a drawing. Not the greatest drawer, but took some measurements, and I'll show this to you when I'm done with it here. See if we can see this. That kind of thing. Some shelves underneath, a shelf underneath. So let's see, I measured 67 wide. Taking into account the baseboard. So it'll stick out a little bit, so you gotta make sure you don't go all the way to don't make your measurements all the way to the wall, because you can't push it against the wall. And let's see, and then the total from the floor to the top of 32.5 inches. And that'll go right under the, we've got some of that chair rail, so it'll fit underneath it'll be slightly lower than the chair rail. If I go any higher than that, we got stuff hanging on the wall there that it'll interfere with. So that's really all I needed to get started. Just add some dimensions, gives me a place to start. So for this 32.5 inch, that's to the top of the top. But you got to take into account that the thickness of that top board, which is 3/4 of an inch. So then this piece is going to be 32.5 minus 3/4, which is 31 3/4. That's how tall that piece is going to be. You see that? This board's 3/4 of an inch thick. So I subtracted that. So that's how tall that piece has to be. I'm not going to worry about making a measurement for this yet until I actually probably wait till I attach these two pieces. Okay, so here's the material I got. You know, this is just 1x that you can get at your big box store. And it's already ready. I mean, these are nice panels. As long as you got a way to fasten them. And like I said, I'm just going to do pocket screws. They're fast, and I don't know, this isn't something that I need to do mortise and tenons for and that kind of thing, so not going to get fancy. Plus it's not really our style. I'll probably show you some other stuff that we have in the house that I've made. And so this is going to be the top. These are 12 inch. This is a 12 inch wide, and then this is going to make up the base, the 10 inch pieces here. So this will be the two vertical pieces. This will be the two vertical pieces plus the shelf. All right, so just make a quick mark at 67. And I always make a little notch over here to show which side the waste is on. So that way I know that the kerf, I want the kerf of the saw to sit on this side. Alright, so I got to transfer this dimension across this 12 inch board. So I like to put my pencil on a line and then slide my square over to the pencil, and then once it touches the pencil, then I can transfer this line. I haven't decided how I'm going to cut that yet. My miter saw can cut across that, but this board's long, an 8-foot board, so I might just do it with a circular saw. We'll see. So I got some holdfasts on my workbench. Steady. All right, we'll make this cross cut with the skill saw. I'm going to use the that square as a guide. Get this as square as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect though. Now we need to cut those vertical pieces. Same thing. Measure them the same way. Measure them, mark them, and cut them. So I've thought better about this. Since these are the vertical pieces, this is going to set the height. And this is going to determine whether it wobbles or not. So I want these vertical pieces to be pretty accurate. So I'm going to cut the final length on my table saw where I have a really accurate fence. So I'm just going to cut these long. This is my line, this is my dimension that I want. I'm just going to cut these long. That cut doesn't have to be perfect, and then I'll finish the correct, I'll cut it to size on the table saw. And so now to cut the final length, we're going to move to my beautiful 1948 Walker Turner table saw. Love this thing. Original motor. Added that nice switch for it there. But anyway, it runs like a top. I got this great fence on here from Incra. Incra, yeah. You can dial in your dimension perfectly right there, 31 3/4. So that was to make these as accurate as possible. You can see they're just right. So, all right. So I said I wasn't going to measure that lower cross member until I put these verticals on, but this is how my planning goes, because I just decided to decide what this measurement is, cut this piece, and attach it to the verticals, and then put the top on. So I was thinking about, we're not going to load this very heavily, so I think what I'll do is move these verticals in this way and leave about 12 inches of overhang off either side, which will make this maybe look more like this. We were doing some sort of a scale thing, but I'm a closet artist. We're not going to have much, no real heavy loads on this thing. So this will be something like this. It's Labor Day and they are picking up trash. That's great. There we go. So I decided to make this, so if I go 67 and I put a foot over each side, minus 24, that leaves 43, about. So that's how wide I'm going to make that piece. Sounds good. All right, so we'll measure this get this cut too. So also a normal part of my projects is I made a mistake. I cut on the wrong side of my line. But thankfully, I'll just put that on the back edge. It didn't go all the way through to the other side, so once I install it, you won't see it. So, not perfect. Get this cut. Alright, we got the Kreg pocket hole screw jig set up for 3/4 inch material. Now we just need to start putting the holes in here. I'm just eyeballing this too. Leaves you with a nice pocket hole there. This is a really simple way of attaching. There's 4 holes in that piece. Now we just need two that are going to go up into the top. So this is one of the verticals. That's all we need in that one. This is the other vertical. Just sort of looking at which side I want to be on the outside. Visible. I think that's all the holes we're going to need. 4 in that the bottom of the shelf, and then 2 each on these verticals. That might be it. All right. So I'm just eyeballing this distance. I didn't measure it. I'm just going to put my square up here to keep this square. I'm going to get one of these screws in here. And then we'll use this to check for square this way. All right. Hit the tripod. that easy. And I tell you what, until you actually try this, it's hard to believe how strong that is, just having 2 screws in there. All right, so instead of measuring this distance, so I have to replicate this on the other side. Instead of measuring it, I'm just going to make a, I don't know, what do they call this? A truth stick or something, I don't know. I'll push that flush against this, and I just mark my line here. And then that way, when I press this against the edge on the other side, this line will be in the right spot. So I took my truth stick and lined it up so that that line is in the same place as where I marked it before, and then I just went ahead and clamped it there. So now this edge will be the same height. So push this edge against that edge, and that'll be good. All right, so now just gonna apply pressure right here, and then together, and all right, let's see how we did. Got these are going to go up into the top, so I'm going to go ahead and get these started, these 4. Looking at the edge here, faces, and see what I want. Like that. Like that better. Now, again, doesn't have to be exact, but try to get it centered. Like 9.5 there. I planned for about a foot, but I wasn't exact on that. So a foot on that side. And 3/4 here. Measure the base, how thick the baseboard is, and let this hang out that way so it goes all the way against the wall. All right, I decided not to do that all the way to the wall because I didn't want to lose this lip right here all the way. It was 1 3/4 inches. I just felt like this would reveal too much, so I put it back 1/2 inch. So we'll try that. Pulls the wood together very tight. It's a pretty quick way to put something together. We're gonna finish it. We haven't decided what kind of stain or whatever we're gonna want to put on there, but yeah, looks pretty good. Now we'll go see how it fits. So it came out pretty good. Already got it in here. They got it. We already got it loaded up with some stuff, some coffee stuff, but we're gonna have to clean it back off, get it finished. Maybe I'll do another video on how we end up doing that. Most of the stuff in our house is painted, kind of rustic looking. So, but I think it came out good. Fits good. Fits under the chair rail right there. It'll work. You know, you could add more decorative stuff if you wanted to. And I may still add some sort of a decorative foot here. You know, you could, do something like that just to make it a little more decorative. But for something, for a functional piece, that is a quick way to make anything. You know, you buy the pre-made nice boards, and then you just need a way to cut them, and you could do everything I did with just a circular saw. And then the Kreg jig with the pocket hole screws. You don't have to know how to do any fancy joinery. And it works really good. So I hope you enjoyed that. We'll try to do some more of this type of stuff soon. You guys take care, and if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, that'd be great. Talk to you soon.